Okay then, let's just check. Can everybody hear me up at the back there as well? Everyone can hear. Okay, fantastic. Well, very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today at the Our World Filmmaking and Global Citizenship and Language Learning final event. It's always such a highlight of my year, of the academic year, of our colleagues' years that make it here every time, to celebrate the hard work and the creativity of our young people, and this year, of course, is no different. It was really, really great to work with you all throughout February and March at our 6 filmmaking workshops that we carried out across Scotland, including we had 5 different local authorities for the workshops, and to accommodate for a massive 20 local authorities across the country which have participated this year, which is the highest that we've ever had. So we're really, really grateful to everyone for making the effort and for joining in, for being such great sports for everything as well. So we ran one workshop in East Bartonshire with Turnbull High School, one at Park School in East Ayrshire. Now, they are on their way. We had a bit of they had a few troubles getting here with their minivan, but we're hoping that they will join us in the next 5-10 minutes. Hoping they can get parked up okay. One workshop up in the Highlands with our friends from Dornoch Academy and Thurso High School, Dornoch Academy managed to make it down and join us this afternoon, which again we're incredibly grateful. And we also have, we might have Thurso High School tuned in on a YouTube live stream from the comfort of their classrooms. They've literally just joined. Fantastic. Okay. We've come a long way since the pre-pandemic days. Before it would have felt pretty unattainable and probably quite futuristic as well to be able to tune in to this kind of event from that sort of a distance. Unfortunately, this is a YouTube stream filmed from a laptop that's set up in the corner of the room rather than a kind of high-tech multi-camera Twitch stream, so maybe it's not quite as futuristic as we had imagined in the first place. But it's been such a delight working with such impressive young talent throughout this year. And the SEAT team have really appreciated the effort put in by everyone, and in particular those that have had to travel to join our workshops and our events. So this year we had people joining us from all across Glasgow and Edinburgh, but also Thurso, Dornoch, Perth, Falkirk, Dunblane, Balfron, Alloa, Dundee and Aberdeen, amongst other places as well. So the effort has not gone unnoticed and underappreciated. So the brief for the films for this year's project was simple. We had to create a short film based on a UN Sustainable Development Goal of your choice, addressing simple issues such as universal access to healthcare and the small matter of the climate crisis. On top of that, each film had to use at least one language other than English and had to be filmed, edited and subtitled in just one day. So that's nice and simple, of course. Before we crack on with the films, let me just mention that the peer choice voting slips that you have on your seats. So one of our awards tonight will be the Peer Choice Award, chosen, of course, by you guys of yours. The sheets have all 18 films that we'll be watching in the order that they're being played. So please pick your favourite, fill in the blanks at the top of the paper, and then one of our team will collect the voting forms from you just before the interval. So just a wee sort of run through of the rules for this. You can only vote once, and of course you can't vote your own. Okay, so let's get to it. But before then, one thing that the SEAT team found incredibly impressive, and this goes for all the films that will be showcased this afternoon, was the ability of our filmmaking teams to be resourceful and imaginative and recreate the characters and settings that they had in their minds and down on paper, even if that had absolutely nothing to do with the place where they were actually shooting. Some teams did this through the use of costumes and props and a bit of imagination, and some achieved this through clever camera work and editing, green screens or stop motion animation. So keep an eye out for some of these tricks as we work through the programme for today. In terms of characters as well as settings, we were joined this year by medical professionals, newsreaders, climate activists, international diplomats, sustainable style icons, freedom fighters, an alliance formed over a shared love of food, and a real-life dog, Ollie, as well. So, without further ado then, let's kick off with today's first 3 films. They come to us from Turnbull High School, Aberdeen Grammar School and Thurso High School. I really hope that our friends from Thurso tuning in remotely are able to see this one, but we'll work on it as the afternoon goes on. Okay, so first 3 films then. Redeem, when you're ready, thank you.
Welcome to Turnbull High School News.
Today, poverty has taken over the world we live in. 10% of the world's population lives in poverty.
We interviewed foreign correspondents, and here they are now.
En la ciudad de Rio, cerca de 1,5 millones de personas, 24% población vive en favelas. En las favelas, la gente se tiene que amontonar una encima de la otra.
The cost of living crisis is rapidly rising. People are struggling to pay their bills and put food on the table for themselves and their families. 31.9 million people across the UK are finding it a heavy burden to keep up with their bills, an increase of around 6 million people in the last year.
80% des maladies dans les pays en développement sont liées aux mauvaises conditions. La pauvreté touche tous les coins du monde. Plusieurs des maladies sont causées par un manque d'eau.
Los niños que viven en un entorno rural tienen el doble de probabilidades de no ir a la escuela que los niños urbanos. Consideramos que en las áreas de África tiene menos del 50% de alfabetización.
As you can see, poverty affects all countries.
The UN pledged to eradicate extreme poverty by 2030.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learn more about poverty.
Vous, tu veux écrire? Oui. Plus avec. Bonne chance, merci. Bonjour. Bonjour. Ah, oui. Voilà, c'est ça. D'argent, s'il vous plaît? Oh, nie, nie zapomnę. Ils ont oublié l'argent. Idiote. Qui? Bonjour. Bonjour. Ça va?
Ça va bien et toi?
Tu te souviens des gens là-bas?
Oui.
C'est pas les gens qui ont jeté du déchet sur toi?
Oui.
Tu vas rien faire?
Non, je n'ai juste pas les gens sur les parcelles.
Спасибо.
De rien.
So, welcome to Thurso.
Bienvenue à Thurso.
It's pretty far away from most interesting places and there's not really much to do.
C'est assez loin des endroits les plus intéressants et il n'y a pas grand-chose à faire. Avez-vous des questions?
Oui, que se passe-t-il ici?
C'est le bloc A.
I look at A block then?
Sorry, don't be letting me.
Too late, Alan. I'm already at unit attention. There you go, Alan. You let me. Now, what's the reason for me giving you detention? I'm going to stop using your lip as much as you do. Maybe you're going to get as many as thing.
So, yeah, what do I do with that? Yeah, okay. What do I do with that in classes? So, I just go. Okay. Do I go to the driver's class? Or?
Go to job office.
Okay.
Just introduce your class.
Okay.
Well, what a lovely way to open up the premiere, and a big welcome to a couple of schools that have just joined us in the last couple of minutes. So thank you very much for making it to join us today. In those three films we saw, so big well done to Marie, Alan, Taylor and Ava for their original music that they put together from Thurso. We also had some very strong linguistic talent on show from our Turnbull High School newsreaders, who unfortunately can't be with us today, and also a broad range of languages on show from Aberdeen Grammar School. There was also a couple of microphone technical difficulties with that group on the day, but I think they did really, really well to kind of work around it, so well done to them. Right, let's keep the pace up then. So this next batch of films comes to us from Alva Academy in Clackmannanshire, Dornoch Academy up in the Highlands, and St Roch's Secondary School in Glasgow. They comment on healthcare access, fast versus sustainable fashion, and we also see our St Roch's protagonists form a culinary consensus. But before that though, it is my pleasure to welcome pupils from Alva Academy to give a brief presentation about their experiences. So can we please welcome Bethany, Ailey, Lauren and Olivia to the stage. And they're going to talk to us a little bit about their film. girls, when you are ready. Fantastic, thank you.
Hi, we're from Alva Academy in Clackmannanshire, and we decided to do our presentation about better buying, so we called it Mira Acheter.
When we were, oh, I'm too short. When we were coming up with our idea, we originally started looking at all the different sustainable development goals and how we could put them into our movie. At the beginning, we were going to do something else, but in the end we decided on responsible consumption and production. We were also talking about different aspects of climate change and life on land. We knew that fast fashion is one of the worst culprits of climate change, so we wanted to focus our film on how to shop more responsibly.
Our chosen sustainable development goal had like 4 different ones in it. So we had life on land, which had which we wanted to do with like the large landfills that fast fashion like has. The other one was climate change action.
We also did responsible consumption and responsible production.
So some of the things that we found easy was establishing roles which was like best suited to our strengths, incorporating our sustainable development goals into our movie, as we managed to come up with several different movie ideas before we chose the final one. And it was really easy for us to communicate our ideas and work together as a team.
We found a few things difficult when we were making it. We found it hard to agree on an idea originally. We originally wanted to talk about poverty and homelessness, but we made the decision to change it after we'd had to think about what our plan was going to be. We struggled to remember what sort of the words were, but we hid different like cue cards around sort of the setting. You can probably spot a few. Just so we knew what we were going to say and who was saying what at what time.
We enjoyed quite a lot when we were doing that. We liked making the movie and messing with the sound effects to make it more like funny and fun to watch. We also liked like making the journey to Glasgow and spending the time with each other. It was really fun.
In conclusion, we all really enjoyed this experience and we would love to do it again. We loved making and editing the film.
So thank you for listening and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Okay, so we've got 3 films to watch just now.
Je ne pense pas que ça soit une bonne idée. J'en ai une très mauvaise entreprise qui maltraite ses employés.
Ce n'est pas vrai. C'est probablement juste quelqu'un chose quelqu'un a dit sur Internet. L'entreprise de motion a été exposée pour la mort d'un de ses employés. L'entreprise fait l'objet d'une enquête pour non-respect de sécurité.
C'est terrible. Comment peut-on nous acheter de façon plus responsable?
On peut acheter de manière plus responsable avec le commerce équitable.
Les entreprises de mode jettent des millions de vêtements neufs chaque année.
Les employés de cette empresa travaillent dans des conditions terribles avant d'acheter des produits assurés vous de faire de rechercher leur seule entreprise.
Vous pouvez aussi faire des achats plus responsables en vous rendant dans des boutiques de charité et en achetant des vêtements d'occasion.
J'adore tes chaussures.
Merci beaucoup. Tu peux l'avoir si tu veux. Elle était à moi il y a des années.
Merci beaucoup.
Très bien.
Hallo, du unwissender Junge.
Was ist du?
Wir haben Brot. Wir werden mehr holen, wenn gleich wieder da.
Nein, warte!
Oh Mensch. Hat 7 gebrochene Knochen und Unterkörper.
Das wird ich verselhen.
Estamos 3 minutos tarde. Sorry for the delay.
Now that everyone is present in here, we shall start the meeting.
Team Spain, would you like to start?
So this is Spain's very own Sarina's cheesecake. It is one of our most famous and bestest desserts that we have in Spain right now.
This dessert, it's so delicious and it's
There are the desserts that have been chosen, so feel free to have a taste and write your thoughts.
Volevo parlare sulla tua marito? Sì.
Now we have 5 minutes to just talk with our partners and discuss more about what we thought about this desserts.
Potremmo scambiare 4 paste ricche sul fondo, ma che potresti iscrivermi?
The Spanish dessert was much better than the French, so I'll take 3,500 for 400 Scottish.
Ons commande paella cheesecake, 3000 meneer cheesecake, le prince et tenir de mêler crème caramel.
Je pense que c'est une bonne idée.
We'd be delighted to make fun of these with you guys.
Of course, that's just the beginning.
Yeah, today was good.
Well, they were all fantastic. Thank you very much to the Alva Academy girls for their presentation beforehand as well. We really appreciate that. You've set the bar definitely very high for our presentations today. We've got another few coming up in the next hour or so. So well done to Faye, Jasmine and Kira from Dornoch Academy for their incredibly meticulous Lego stop motion in the accident. That was great. I can't even imagine how you managed to do that. It would have taken me the whole time, I think, just to build the lorry. So I'm very impressed that you've managed to do that. St. Roch's team, you had a hard time that day actually, just because there was a double booking in the filming room that they were using, so they had to film around members of the public coming in for a library tour at one point. So I think they did incredibly well. I'm sure you'll agree to work around it. I remember speaking with Randa, Marish, Paula, Rhiannon and Callum about their film idea in the lead up to the workshop, and the only thing that they were totally sure about was that they wanted the film to be about food, and that of course they would need to eat that food at some point. Genius move. I salute you. Okay, so in these next 3 films, then we see important interviews, climate activists galvanizing the masses, and a transformative school day. Before that, though, it is my pleasure to welcome our Maryns Castle High School team to the front to talk about their experience and their film A Tale of Two Girls. So Hasini, Hanshika and Akila, if you'd like to come up and give your presentation, if you're good to go. I'm right thinking you don't have a PowerPoint for this, you're just, yeah, that's great. Okay, fantastic.
Hi, I'm Hanzeka. Hasini. I'm Akila. And we're from Maryns Castle High School. We made the film A Tale of Two Girls. We used the Sustainable Development Goal number 10, which is all about reducing inequalities within and among countries. We chose this Sustainable Development Goal because we wanted to highlight the fact that no one should be discriminated against just because of their background. So we chose the language Telugu, and we chose this language because it's our native language, and so we all speak it very well. The experience
Girls,
itself
sorry,
was...
can you speak into the mic a little bit just so the people at the back can hear you as well? Sorry, I should have made that clear, my apologies.
Is that better?
Much better, I think. Is that better? Yeah, that's a lot better, thank you.
So the experience itself was really fun. We went to the day and we didn't have anything planned, but I think even not having anything planned, we made a pretty good film. And I learned a lot about movie production, especially like the shooting scenes and then having to reshoot them, and then I did not know that editing took so long.
It was definitely not the easiest task, and overall it was an amazing experience. Though we had a couple of bumps along the road, like finishing off everything in a day and being only 3 members in a group, we did stick together and made it happen. It was great fun working as a team, and we got an opportunity to learn and enhance a lot of skills like filming, editing, along with teamwork, leadership, and problem solving, which will surely be a great asset to us in the future. We also learned how time management is an essential thing, as we had to give ourselves enough time to film the scene and then edit and add subtitles to the scene.
So, in conclusion, I think it's fair to say that we all loved the experience and are very thankful to have been invited to, and have the chance to make a movie.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all. It went well. Now we'll get back to you. So this is the topic of your entrance exam. I'll just do a normal conversation, and I will be part of this future reference. You feeling it? You go to
నాకు ఖాళీ దొరికినప్పుడు నేను బయటకు వెళ్ళి ఆటలాడుతూ ఉంటాను. నా తమ్ముడితో నాతో తీసుకెళ్తాను. ఇంకా నాకు ఖాళీ ఉన్నప్పుడు భరతనాట్యం చేయడం చాలా ఇష్టం. నేను వేరే వేరే ప్లేసెస్కి వెళ్ళి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్కి వచ్చాను. నాకు పుస్తకాలు చదవడం అంటే ప్రాణం. ప్రతి వారం నేను ఒక పుస్తకం పూర్తి చేస్తుంటాను.
నేను ఎందుకు ఎంచుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను?
ఎందుకంటే నేను బాగా చదువుతాను. నేను ఈ స్కూల్కి మంచి పేరు చేస్తానని నాకు నమ్మకం ఉంది. ఇంకా స్కూల్లో ఉన్న పిల్లలందరికీ నాకు ఆదర్శంగా ఉంటాను.
Okay, that's all. One quick question. On your application here, I see that you want to apply for a scholarship. So what would be the reason for that?
It's because my parents don't have enough money to send me to this school. So without our scholarship, I can't do it.
I will have to look at that and see what we can offer. I will get back to you soon. Hello, Gonzaga. This is a short conversation to tell you that you have been accepted and you'll be starting Monday. I'll send you an email later with all the details. That's great. Thanks. Come in. Hi, hello. This is your scholarship. We can't grant it to you.
Why is that so?
You just told me so for standards.
Oh, I didn't expect that to have something from a respectable school like yours.
Oh, are you okay?
No, I didn't get into the school.
Why?
It's just because I don't have the money to afford the school, and even though I got a really good score in my exam.
That's really unfair. I'm gonna go talk to them about that. Why didn't you accept her? You can't rush her to an office. Why didn't you accept her? The scholarship kid? Yeah. She doesn't live up to her standards. She's better than half the people already in the school. Imagine if that was your kid who couldn't pay for her school.
Calm down.
I realised my mistake and decided to grant you your scholarship.
What do we need to change?
I realised how unfair it was of me to discriminate against her because of how much your parents made.
Hello, it's 2023.
Guys, it has to be serious.
Okay.
Anyway, so we've just been in the sea and we found tons of plastic, and we just come on here to say that this is not good.
Just said
how this works.
Okay, right. But what could we do?
Well, we could write a letter to the government.
Yeah, that could work.
We could do a petition, maybe. Yeah, but how many people are actually going to sign it?
We could do it, but they'll get hundreds of messages every day. Why would they look at ours individually? They must be able to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was in the sea yesterday and there was so much plastic everywhere. It was so horrible.
Silence. Okay, that's it. We wish to propose an idea which makes it illegal in the UK to use plastic unless it is recyclable or has been recyclable. That's it. Yeah, just say that. How this works. Okay. Guys, it's finally come. It's finally
Ooh, what does it say? What does it say?
Okay. We appreciate the opportunity to work with you, but we must politely decline your request. As an establishment, we can't work with this and grow without fundamental loss. They're given 10k to the Woodland Trust because of our email, and we apologise for the despairing inconvenience. We hope you make people want to help win the war to save Earth. Thank you. Vice Hamburg Assistant Secretary. That's it, really. Hello. We need to save our Earth because there are so many problems going on and it's damaging it. Lots of small solutions will add up to one big solution, and this could save all life on Earth.
8 million pieces of plastic are put in our oceans each day. This isn't good enough. 100 million marine animals are being killed by plastic pollution every single year in our oceans. We need your help.
Recycle, reuse and reduce. These are the 3 R's and these work really well. Also, fix all clothes and toys. This isn't a lot of effort or a lot of money to do, and you will probably be saving money anyway. All this will add up in the end though.
Small differences added together make a big difference.
So donate down below.
Will you stand with us?
Until fuck then. Soy justo.
Estamos con ustedes.
Nous sommes avec vous.
Welcome to our school.
आपको सामने वाला पेपर दिया अगर खुद थोड़ी सी और मुश्किल आए तो तुम मुझसे और पूछ लेना ठीक है
Okay, so Professor Winters, thank you. You sure you want to become blood donors?
Sure, sure. You got the knife?
Yeah, that was my daddy's penknife. Where did you do it to?
Can you just help her out for the questions?
हम दोनों ने कितना अच्छा किया
We both did so well. Well done. Just let's celebrate.
You both got the job, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there were some real crackers in there. Big thanks as well to Hassini, Hanshika and Akila for their presentation beforehand. And also for that impressive drone camera work that you had going on at the end. That worked really, really well. When we got to the workshops, I really, really loved watching Bella Houston and Thurso teams sort of collaborating with one another because they all just seemed to enjoy working with each other so much, and it was a real joy on that day. It really sort of made the workshop for me. Apologies to the Thurso team. There was some editing trouble in their film there, so apologies for that. So next up then, let's keep the pace going. We'll hear Darcy, Sophia, Helen and Arusha's take on climate action in Graham High School's Sauver la Planète. Hear Victoria, Lee and Sophie's discussion of gender equality in Govan High School's Why Are We Scared? And we're going to hear about Trini's good and bad days at school. And on that note, in fact, it is my real pleasure to welcome to the stage the Park School team, which is Jay, Caitlin, Alfie, and Trini. So they're going to talk to you a little bit about their film, Two Sides of the Same Coin. So let's please welcome them to the stage. Thank you. Oh, and Miss Matthews and Miss Stewart as well. Okay. 2 seconds, sorry. Second. Okay, when you guys are ready.
We have been working towards a basic sign language SQA qualification. We heard about the competition. We thought that using BSL as our second language would be a perfect way to raise awareness of BSL. There are many challenges and obstacles that deaf pupils like Trini day to day at school, which we have highlighted. We also wanted to show how easily these difficulties can be overcome.
Our context fits perfectly with the SDG 4, which ensures that all pupils have inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes lifelong learning opportunities for all.
We really enjoyed
We really enjoyed working with Alex Connery, who gave us lots of advice and hints and tips on how to make our film using iMovie. The whole group agreed that making the film was much better than being in other classes.
Jay is our artist and he did a great job of the storyboard, though he found it difficult to split the action up into separate scenes.
All in all, it has been a really positive experience taking part in this competition, and we hope that our film has achieved its goal of showing ways to make our schools more inclusive for deaf pupils.
So I'm quoting his date. That's okay. I went up more.
What did we?
Hurry on, Tammy, you guys are late.
Open your book at page 18.
Stop, you're hurting Shirley's ears.
Trini, your sign is no in today. Today we are learning about Europe. Which countries in Europe? Caitlin. Today we are learning about Europe. Which countries are in Europe? Caitlin. Well done. Kieran? Germany. Well done. Well done, Tony. Spain. Well done. Go! Change direction. Run. Should I said run, why are you not running? Get up off your feet and run.
Ne jette pas la bouteille en plastique. Tu ne comprends pas les conséquences.
5 millions d'animaux meurent chaque année à cause de la pollution plastique. La Grande-Bretagne contribue à environ 1,7 million de tonnes de plastique. En Grande-Bretagne, par mille de plages, il y a environ 5000 articles de pollution plastique. Si les animaux meurent, les animaux ne seront pas les seules espèces menacées.
Faites partie de la solution, pas de la pollution.
Dites au revoir au plastique.
Il faut refuser, repenser, réduire, réutiliser et recycler.
Le plastique, ce n'est pas fantastique.
Good. Hello. Hey. Did you see this last night? Yeah, it was good. I don't know. Sí, lo bueno es son las mujeres españolas. A ver. Tengo miedo de caminar sola ahora.
Well, a big thanks to the Park School team for their presentation beforehand and for all their incredibly hard work on their film. They were really, really well prepared on the day when I went to work with them in Kilmarnock, and they put a huge amount of thought into how they were going to tell Trini's story, and I think they did I'm sure you'll agree, I think they did a fantastic job. Graham High School's green screen work was seamless, and on top of that, so was their French. So that was really, really impressive from them. And I don't know about you, but Govan High School's Why Are We Scared did a really, really solid job of well, making me feel scared. So again, well done. The heartbeat, the acting, and the sort of facts at the end really hit home. So well done, Govan High School team. Okay, so next up then, we will hear from Ruben and Pia from St John's Academy in Perth, followed by films from Dornoch Academy and Gracemount High School in Edinburgh, as well as, of course, St John's Film. So, Ruben and Pia, the floor is yours when you're ready, and the films will follow. So, please welcome Ruben and Pia.
I'm Ruben.
And I'm Pia. And we are from St John's Academy, and our film is about goal number 17, I think. So what languages we used and why? The language were Spanish and French.
I spoke French because I took it for National 5 and higher.
And I spoke Spanish because I come from a Spanish-speaking family.
Having two languages that we both spoke and didn't really understand helped create conflict in the film.
What sustainable goal we used and why? We chose for our film Life on Land for a sustainable goal because it focuses on preserving nature and wildlife. We are very lucky to be surrounded by it in Scotland.
We learnt that languages are applicable in everyday jobs, and that's something which may really help our future careers. Another thing we learned was how wary we were of the camera angles every time we shot a scene, and the different effects, mood, and atmosphere each angle has. The amount of time it took to edit our film and how much concentration it would require was something that we learned on the day. We discovered how much time it took and the precision required in filmmaking.
What we enjoyed about the process. We enjoyed getting to create experimentally with our ideas and how they allowed us to explore outside in Edinburgh. We also enjoyed filmmaking in a different environment, and we also enjoyed every single aspect of the process of making this film.
One thing we found challenging was the time management and getting each shot right. Another thing was doing things repeatedly and how much time that took, like taking extra shots to try and get the best one. In the editing phase, captioning the film was very difficult and getting the translation right.
And, what skills we learned and final thoughts. One skill we learned was planning skills and being able to collaborate with each other. We had to persevere since sometimes things didn't work out. Another skill we gained was basic filmmaking skills like making a shot list and editing.
It was a super fun and rewarding experience. We were able to challenge ourselves and develop our creative and language skills in a unique learning environment.
Thank you for listening.
Les litres est d'assurer l'avenir d'un écosystème terrestre. Nous devons gérer doublement les forêts, lutter contre la désertification, arrêter et inverser la dégradation des terres et arrêter les pertes de biodiversité.
Can you speak properly? Soy Pia y voy a hacer su guía hoy. At the...
What?
What?
I'm sorry, I am presenting this program.
I thought I was presenting today?
No, you're not. Why are you so entitled? I have never met such a...
La biodiversidad es muy importante. Hay una gran variedad de flora y fauna en el planeta Tierra. El propósito es cuidar los hábitats naturales para la pérdida de la biodiversidad y prevenir la extinción de las especies en peligro.
Y prevenir la extinción de las especies en peligro.
Aquí en Edimburgo hay un compromiso muy grande con el objetivo de crear áreas de polinización.
La nature nous donne l'air que nous respirons et la nourriture que nous mangeons. Cela peut évidemment aider notre santé physique et mentale. La nature est... I give up. I'm not even speaking French anymore.
Bueno, hemos hablado sobre la vida terrestre y nuestros objetivos para protegernos. Y para acabar...
We talked about nature and its many benefits.
What is your problem?
Hi, I'm Ruben, your one and only host during this
You don't know your lines and you stutter so much.
You don't have any...
Hans is a young man who lives in Germany. He has lived in the streets with his dog for 2 months now.
I'm locally bitter.
Hallo, brauchst du einen Job?
Wirklich, ja.
Hallo, schon dich kennenzulernen.
Nein.
Barry Surfaro.
Nein.
Morning class, today we're gonna learn new words in Mandarin because we have a new student who's speaking Mandarin.
你好，我叫明昭，我很高兴认识你们。
没关系，放松。Quiet down, class, because she moved in here and she can't speak much English. Can you go over there and sit beside you?
Can I help you? You're not allowed to sit here. You smell rank and your clothes look dirty and poor.
我真的很想成为你的朋友。
Can you shut up? You're giving me a headache.
我真的不明白你说什么。
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Can I get through?
请给我通心饭。
She'll have some macaroni and cheese.
Alright. What you want? Haven't bothered me enough in class.
Shit.
I don't care.
Today we'll learn a new topic of surds. Does anyone know what surds is? Ma'am, do you know what surd is? Ma'am?
Yeah.
What's a surd then?
Like she'd know what a surd is. She barely even knows her own name.
You're in that foreigners. You need to get out now.
This is all you. Do you know what I'm so sick of? Is that homeless, poor girl always getting me in trouble.
Okay, then teach her a lesson.
We should jump her.
In class they were going about poem verses.
Morning. How was your week? And
It was good. Thanks. How was yours?
it's biodiversity. It's B-I-O-D.
再见.
再见. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks again to Ruben and Pia for their presentation just beforehand. It was nice to see Ruben and Pia actually give each other a little bit of space to communicate their ideas clearly in their presentation, in contrast to their fictional counterparts. Another really strong bunch of films there with some outstanding acting performances all round. To all from our Dornoch Academy teams, so Kira, Kelvin, Jasmine, Faye, Sam, Mary, Isaac and Ali, I applaud you. I really wish we had a category for finest K9 performance, potentially next year. As for Grace Mount, a lovely message of forgiveness, I suppose, at the end there, which I thought was told in a really effective way. So well done, David, Alex, Vin, and Anna. Okay, so this is our last set of 3 films to showcase for you all this afternoon. We'll hear from Clara, Jessie, and Rose from Dunblane High School. Watch their film, followed by films from Hillhead High School and St Luke's High School, both in Glasgow. So, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage pupils from Dunblane High School. So that's Clara, Jessie, and Rose. The floor is yours, ladies.
Hi everyone, this is Jessie, Clara, and Rose from Dunblane High School, and we're delighted to be here to share more about our short film, Speak Out. So we use Spanish in our film because we have shared interest in the language as well as it's being the second most spoken language in the world. The SDG we chose is gender equality. So we chose this because we feel strongly about the oppression of women in Iran and in countries with similar ideals. Our film aimed to draw attention to the matter and show how harmful things like this can be. We play with an idea of silence by drowning out all of the noise until the very end, where our main character decides to speak up and do something. as to reference how quickly the media went silent about the entire situation. This influenced how we named our short film.
Gender equality is a very important thing to us. We feel that everybody should be treated equally. So when the time came, we knew we had to pick gender equality as our SDG. We try to represent that despite the hardships and silence across the media, it is still happening and very relevant in our world. It is really important to us that we help those who are facing femicide and gender-driven oppression and to spread the word about it. With our film, we plan to try and continue spreading the message even with the silence from the media.
For me personally, I learned a lot about the use of camera angles and how to successfully flow scenes. I find this area of things very interesting, and it influenced my decision in taking film and media this year to continue projects like this further.
I personally learned a lot through our SEAT storyboard experience. For me, I learned a lot about the use of language and how it can help people to spread a message despite a language barrier. I also learned a lot of new words in Spanish, which has since made me more confident to speak Spanish.
I learned about how different camera angles will have different effects and more about film and audio editing. For example, like how to combine scenes smoothly through editing. And I also learned a bit more Spanish, which definitely increased my confidence.
We as a group feel we have developed our editing, directing, language, presentation, and teamwork skills. Developing these skills has allowed us to work together to create something we're proud of. We develop these skills through our editing our final video, organising and setting scenes, learning new vocabulary from different languages, and working to create our final video.
As a group, in the beginning, we find it difficult to choose which camera angle to use to create the right atmosphere we were trying to achieve. We had multiple conversations on how to try to pick which would be most effective and work best. But having these set down early was a good idea because it meant we could overcome any differences that would pose a challenge to our original plan. It was difficult trying to put all our ideas into one thing.
Through our journey of SEAT, we really enjoyed being able to see how our storyboard came to life. We worked really hard on it, and so being able to see it turn into our short film was amazing.
We also really enjoyed the experience of being able to go out and film our video in Edinburgh, and it was a really incredible day learning from people who have lots of experience in their fields. Gracias por escuchar, and we hope you enjoy our short film. Ayuda Iran.
no estuviera sucediendo. Toma medidas mientras puedes, incluso si no estás directamente afectado. Tu silencio es mortal, así que habla.
في كل 10 ثواني يموت طفل من الجوع. هذا يعني أكثر من 3.1 من الأطفال يموتون بالجوع سنوياً.
Woto milio fo waka kechi asmaki wa kamarachi.
1 من 5 من الآباء يقولون أنهم لا يستطيعون شراء هدايا لأطفالهم دون دفع ما عليهم من الديون.
Good morning, class. Today we're talking about... You guys are late.
Yeah, we're sorry.
वो कौन है? वो क्या कर रही है हमारी कुर्सी में? मुझे तो नहीं पता कि आज वो पता करते हैं. Today we have a new student. Guys, please welcome our new student. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Amelia. Je commence à faire at Glasgow Weekly Court.
So class, you can tell me where Quebec is on the Canada map?
This is on the south of Canada.
Very good.
Yeah, watch this.
You guys... Who did this? It was you guys, right? I need to know extremely myself. What makes you think it's okay to judge someone else before you get to know them? I think you have forgotten what it is to be a new student in a new school. It's certainly not easy. Imagine what it must be like for poor Amelie, traveling hundreds of miles to a new country knows nothing about. And this is the pressure you give her. We should be like a family. It's disgusting to find my parents behaving like this, like as if you're in primary school. You girls should think more about stepping into the shoes of others rather than thinking about yourself. I'm very disappointed in you. I expected better.
Hi, sorry about that. I was just usual. We didn't really mean anything bad by it.
Yeah, we thought it was funny, but it was really sorry.
It's okay, absolutely.
Do you want to speak?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much to our Dunblane team for their presentation beforehand. What a poignant way, I think, to round off this year's films. Dunblane's use of silence, I think, was really, really creative and effective. I remember when we first watched it through, I was worried we'd had a bit of a technical difficulty, and I thought I pressed the wrong button. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised by how that turned out. I thought that was brilliant. Hillhead, I thought, was a very simple message told well, so great work there. And finally, St. Luke's showcasing a great amount of acting talent, with Vidi, Nadia, Aman and Omega conveying a story that I'm sure many of us have sadly encountered at some point in the past. I'm sure you'll agree that the films on show today are certainly not short on creativity, talent and passion for the message that is being conveyed. So that kind of rounds up our showcase of the films, and we're going to have a little break in just a moment for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come in for the awards ceremony that's going to follow. But please make sure that you've made your selection for the Peer Choice Award, and my colleague Jane or myself will come around and pick these forms up from you and start the count. Once Jane has collected, or myself has collected the forms from you, we can make our way out to the reception area outside this room for a quick 10-minute breather, and I'll see you back here for the award sign. But before then, can we just have a big round of applause, please, for all 18 films that we've seen on show today? Fantastic. And also for our presenters as well. We had four presentations today, and they were all brilliant. So thank you very much. I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes' time. Thank you.
Hi everyone, and thanks to SEAT for welcoming me here today. I'm Gail Robertson from Screen Scotland. I'm Screen Education Officer, and we are the national agency for film and TV in Scotland that covers things like production, locations and skills, as well as education, which is what I do. I can also just say this is really scary up here, so well done to all of you guys who came up and presented, because I'm terrified right now. So yes, like I say, our focus is on screen education and encouraging young people to get an opportunity to study films and to make films, which is obviously part of the reason that we were pleased to fund the Our World project again this year. I also love the fact that despite the fact that this is only a part of all the amazing learning that you do with Our World project, you also get the opportunity to understand the democratisation of film and the fact that it doesn't matter what language you speak, everyone speaks that same language of film. So congratulations to everyone. I didn't want to speak to her too long. Congratulations to everyone. I've really enjoyed watching your films this afternoon. You've all done tremendous work. It was also a pleasure to see some familiar faces from when I got to tag along on the Edinburgh workshops a few months back. But yes, congratulations, and I will let you carry on with the awards because I'm sure you're desperate to know who's won. Thank you.
Afternoon, everybody. I'm not quite so scared, but they are quite a formidable group, aren't they, when you stand up here? Are you all nervous? No, some people are, some people are not very sure, some people are still chewing those drumsticks. I had one too, awesome. So I'm Leslie Brown, I'm the chair of SEAT. So it's a great pleasure to be here this afternoon and to have the opportunity to say a few words first of all, and then to present the first award. And you know, we'll maybe ask for a drum roll when we get to the first award. So I've been involved with SEAT now for about 5 years, and I've been chair of SEAT for about 18 months. And it's wonderful when we come together for projects such as this, and also our other main project, Euroquiz, to just see the passion and energy and enthusiasm from the children and young people that we work with, and that's why we do what we do, and that's part of SEAT's mission, to really engage with young people in their learning. I've been particularly impressed this afternoon watching your films at just the ways in which you've worked together and collaborated, and how you've actually got really stuck in about the task in hand. There's been nobody kind of shy or holding back, and I think if I had had the confidence that you've demonstrated on those films today when I was at school, gosh, I would have gone on to even better things than I've been able to go on to. So you should be really, really proud of yourselves this afternoon. In my view, and in SEAT's view, it's really important for young people to learn about the world around them, to learn other languages, to learn about culture, and of course to learn about the Sustainable Development Goals. And that's why the Our World project is such a special project, because it brings together all of those range of skills and experiences all together into one place, and also gives you the opportunity to showcase your amazing skills and talents in front of an esteemed audience such as this. So I want to also congratulate all of you for your fantastic work, and to all of the adults and teachers and support staff who've supported you in getting to this place. But I know that you're all just sitting there saying, hurry up and shut up and get on with the awards, so I will. So, drum roll. Okay, thank you. We are delighted to present this award, and this is the Best Acting Award. Delighted to present this award to a team who really got into character and who gave particularly convincing portrayals of their emotions throughout the film. We really felt that the acting in this film made the message a lot more powerful and really made us feel something for the characters. You're all trying to work out who it is. Well done for the convincing performances. So the best acting winner is Gracemount High School for Ragged Girl.
I do not know how we won that. I genuinely think there were better actors, but thank you.
So, our next speaker is another SEAT trustee. Please welcome to stage Moira Frizzell.
Well, thank you very much, and I just want to endorse everything that everyone else has said. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I found this first bit so exciting. Every film came up a little bit different, and I was wondering what is coming next. And sometimes we were really on edge. So again, well done to everyone. I've been a trustee with SEAT for about 15 years, and I've seen it evolve and grow and change. And this competition used to be called Our Europe, and now it's called Our World. And boy, have you demonstrated just how wide it is now, and all the skills that you've demonstrated in it. And I think what is possibly one of the things that I just love is the fact that, you know, you have demonstrated today how much you truly feel you are a European. Okay, we'll leave the politics aside, but you have demonstrated how much that you feel that, and also how much you want to learn the languages, and that is very good. Now, I have actually been asked to present the prize for the best photography. I have been so impressed with this. I just take photographs on my phone, so I'm not really very experienced in this, but I think what you all have demonstrated is a skills development in this project. And you've really also developed how these skills you've transferred from one little bit of the film to the mixed. And I think this is really important because you are going to be able to use these further on in life. I think the editing skills have been great because it's very easy to produce a long, involved and carrying on type of film. You've cut it, you've got it. And I just think that has shown a great deal of skill. Now, the judges felt that the team that showed the greatest creativity and innovation in the way that they used their camera to tell their story, and were incredibly impressed by the way in which they used their camera angles, their framing, and the cuts to create an engaging film. And I think that in doing that, you also have demonstrated how much you've managed to capture. I caught the last bit of an interview yesterday with Sir Paul McCartney, and they had just unearthed some of his early photography, and that had portrayed and captured exactly what their early days in Liverpool, what the Beatles were like, what the society in which they lived was, what things they were eating, what they were doing. And remember that that is the legacy that photography in every shape and form will leave behind. And so it's with great pleasure, and I think I'm going to have a drum roll as well, to announce that the winner goes to St. Luke's High School.
Yeah.
So it looks like I got
Yes.
the right one.
Yeah,
Thank you. Congratulations. Well done.
We just wanted to say thank you so much for this award, and we're also really honoured to be here today. And I would really like to thank my classmates because we're so proud to be here, and also my teacher, Miss Shane, because without her encouragement this wouldn't be happening right now. And just thank you to everyone.
Okay, for award number 3 then, well done to our winners so far. For award number 3, we have now a face that you may recognise from some of the workshops. We have a video, a video speech to give out this award for Best Pre-Production. Radim, when you're ready, we will hear from Tim Flood. You may remember him from the workshops.
Hello, my name is Tim Flood, and I have had the pleasure and the privilege of being a tutor on some of the filmmaking workshops provided by SEAT this year. And I've been really impressed by many things. The final films, the way that people have worked together, the way that people have come together as a team, the way that people have listened and communicated. But above all, I've really been impressed with the pre-planning and pre-production, with the storyboards, with the stories that you've come up with the ideas that you wanted to convey in the medium of film. The storyboards in the past have been somewhat disappointing, but this year, almost universally, I've seen fantastic examples of different sorts of camera shots, close-ups, mid-shots, camera movements, different camera shot sequences, and even notes on the accompanying sound, and notes for the actors. So, very impressive. And of course, this seat-making film workshop is a fantastic opportunity for you to put into practice the really important skill of learning a foreign language, and using that to convey ideas and different concepts, mostly around ethical principles. So I'm fantastically impressed with the work that you've achieved in such an incredibly short period of time, just a day, with very limited resources. So, having said that, and congratulated everyone on your final work, it remains for me to give the award for the best production in the S3 to S6 category. And that goes to Bella Houston Academy and their production Flipped. Very well done, Bella Houston.
So best pre-production for Bella Houston Academy.
I'd like to thank our teacher, Miss Wilkes, for helping us out on everything. Her encouragement was really important. And one of our members from the film who isn't here today, Lewis, he did amazing for the acting. To be completely honest, the editing was hellish. And after about a few hours, I was entirely ready to throw the iPad across the room and call it quits. There's still a few things that I've noticed as the movie was shown here today that I really wish I could go back in time and fix. So that makes me all the more proud that we all got this award. Thank you so much.
Okay, so award number 4 then. We are moving on, as you can see. No, Radim, sorry, just one back, sorry, thank you. That's great, I will. Okay, so we are going to hear from a seat trustee, John Edward, who's going to be presenting our award for Best Teamwork. So please welcome to the stage John Edward. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's pretty daunting, as has already been said, if all you can do is press play on your phone to see the skills that everybody's demonstrating out here. I came to see probably at least 15 years ago, and part of it was because I used to work abroad, and I only got to work abroad because I learned languages, and I'm a very strong advocate for the importance of that. It's not just a joy and a pleasure and a skill in itself, but it takes you all sorts of different places and all sorts of different routes that you might not have imagined. I think the way you've done these films is so important. It's because it's not just about the ability to craft a film, but it's also about how to communicate, how to get your message across. This is a world where increasingly everything we do, we look or listen to on this, and so the ability to create your message and to put your message across in a way that people understand, people will listen, people will laugh, people might cry, and people will really feel affected by, I think is hugely important. And it's going to be really important for whatever you do in the future. And it also goes to show that whatever you watch of an evening or a weekend, how much work has gone into that as well, because you've shown how sophisticated and difficult a job it is, and what teamwork is involved. And so it just makes me all the more full of admiration for the others. It also, in terms of teamwork, the most important thing is realizing that you can't all do it yourself. I am just about realizing in my mid-50s that I can't do everything. I haven't quite accepted that truth yet, but I'm getting there. But you recognize, when you recognize that there are things that other people do better and that they contribute and that you can all work together on, that's when things really start to work, rather than everybody hoping that somehow they can be a genius at everything. I accept now that I'm never going to be able to count very well, and it's taken me 50 years to get there. So the skills that, I was hugely impressed in all the different skills in the films, because it wasn't just the story, which in itself beautifully written, some of them, but there was humor, there was some sadness, there was a bit of anger, which was great to see as well on some of the subjects. Just the way you use different formats, you used stop motion, you used silence, you used different camera angles, just the whole range of skills you showed were just amazing. The points of view, as I say, the drones, these sorts of things. But I think really importantly, you showed that languages are not just a skill and good to have, but they're essential. They're essential for many things in getting by. And I think really, really crucially, you showed that languages are just not about being international. It's important to have that language skill here in Britain, whatever you're doing. And it also showed that language isn't just verbal, that there's different forms of language, and those are equally important for people in their lives too. So for all those differences and for all those approaches, many congratulations. And it is my pleasure to present the award for teamwork. Now I'm going to give you the judge's view here, because our world is a great way to give you context for learning languages and to get you thinking about contemporary global issues in a critical and creative way. On top of that though, our world gives you the opportunity to develop your core skills, as we've seen, such as communication and working with others. The team we've chosen to win this next award impressed us with their editing and storytelling skills, but also the exemplary way they worked with each other on the workshop day. It's my pleasure to give the award for teamwork this year to a team who worked collaboratively, bringing something unique to the table. And the winner is, I always wanted to do this, the winner is Park School for Two Sides of the Same Coin.
Thank you for this award. It was a great experience to make our film. We are proud to be our first ASN school to take part in this event.
Well, massive congratulations to Park School there. Apologies for the wrong screen on the back. Please just ignore that. That's my fault. Never mind. Right, okay, so but massive well done to Park School. It's fantastic. Okay, so to present award number 5, and it is the correct one this time on the back, is for best use of theme, is a seat trustee, David Leng. Please welcome David Leng. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Good afternoon, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. This is my first time. Now, I suspect it's all your first time too, apart from some of those who've been speaking in the front row. But I don't know what to expect today. We had a wonderful day yesterday, listening to some of the primary schools in the Euro quiz down at the McEwen Hall. And arriving here today, I was thinking, how's this going to be compare? Well, it's been amazing, really. Really, I came out the back because I was slightly late, and just to see the enthusiasm in the room, the energy, the creativity that I saw today was incredible. I've been fortunate enough to work much of my career in secondary schools with colleagues of yours across the country. I now work at Scottish Government and have the opportunity to advise ministers on what they should be doing to improve our education system. And wow, I've got lots of ideas from today. It's been fantastic. All the things that you've been learning about our world, about working together, about how to communicate in a way that is fresh and interesting and captures imaginations. I think probably our government, our parliament could learn a few things from that sort of area. The themes around sustainable development, it's so important. I think you all know that. You've been working on this, you've been listening to this all the time, but we can never really stress how important it is that you and your generation don't make the mistakes of our generation and leave the world a much better place than in many ways you're inheriting. So it's brilliant that you've been really going into those themes, thinking about them, and coming up with some fascinating ways to talk about ethical shopping, inequality, poverty, gender, etc. So the award today is the best use of theme, and the seat judges have said the themes for our World Workshops this year were Sustainable Development Goals. It has been fascinating to see how these have stimulated such different responses from each group. We have been impressed by each participant considering each SDG carefully and thinking about how it affects their personal lives and how they can portray their feelings and opinions about them in a visually engaging way. The film we have chosen to win Best Use of Theme this year impressed SEAT across the board, but particularly with the level of thought that they put into the planning of their idea, their script, the props and acting, and how well they stuck to their script. So the winners are St. Roch's Secondary School, 03.
Thank you. First of all, we want to thank you for this award. We are so honored to receive such an incredible achievement. This was a great opportunity for us all to take part in, and not only it helped us to improve our French and Spanish language and culture, but also we got to enjoy a lot during the competition. Furthermore, we would also like to especially thank our teacher, Ms. Gornell, for sharing this opportunity with us and supporting us in this journey. And also for everyone else who helped us to make this happen. It truly motivates us to never give up, continue working hard, and seek for more opportunities like this. Thank you so much.
Well done, St. Roch Secondary School. We have 2 awards left to give out. We have our Best Use of Language, and then finishing with our Peer Choice Award. So to present our Best Use of Language Award, can we please welcome to the stage Louise Glenn.
Thank you very much. I seem to be tall enough for this microphone. What a fabulous day, what a fabulous morning. My name's Louise Glenn. I work with Education Scotland, the Scottish Government Agency for Education. And in my previous life, before I became a civil servant, I was a secondary modern languages teacher. So I am delighted to have been asked to give the award for Best Use of Language, because I am still hugely enthusiastic about teaching, hugely enthusiastic about languages, and aren't languages teachers just the best teachers in the whole school? Yes, everybody say, everybody nod. Yes, indeed they are. So just, I know I'm standing between you and the peer award, but I am going to say a few words. Okay, so just to say that I work with SEAT on occasion to have a look at making sure that all the awards and all the events such as this are corresponding with they articulate well with the curriculum levels. That sounds really boring and dull, but it's not, it's really exciting. Language learning for me has been the pleasure of my life. It has been since the day and the hour when I stepped into my S1 class at Graham High School in Falkirk, where I was for S1, and learned French. No 1+2 policy in my day, no modern languages in the primary school in my day. So absolutely the first words that I heard in French were from that secondary French teacher. And that was inspirational to me. There was just a light went off, as I'm sure it did in all of your heads here, that just indicated that this was me. I'd come home. And by the time I got to do German in S2, I knew that this was going to be my world. It's been my absolute privilege to have been a teacher for such a long time, but it's my privilege to now have an opportunity to work with people like yourselves and to attend such a prestigious event as today's. And of course, I was looking for good levels of language learning and language being used very productively in the films. So the effort that all the teams put in with their second and sometimes their third, sometimes their fourth language was phenomenal in this category in particular. But there is a team here that absolutely stood out for me and for the judges in terms of the language that they used. And this morning, they chummed me on the train. But we didn't know each other. We were sitting opposite each other in the carriage, and the team who has won the award, see, you're laughing already because you know it's you, is St John's Academy in Perth for Great Talent. Well done. Well done, Pia, well done, Ruben. And honestly, they didn't just buy me a cup of tea off the trolley to bribe me.
Thank you. When we got to Edinburgh on the day of the filming and we realised that none of us had known our words or remembered them, I don't think we expected to win the language award, but we did, so thank you.
And I think I'd like to thank Mr. Real, the teacher who came with us today, because she could have spent her Saturday with her boyfriend instead of us.
And Miss Miller, our French teacher.
Okay, well, a massive congratulations to all our fantastic winners so far. You've all done really, really, I've been so impressed across the board. But now is the part which I'm sure you have all been waiting for. Now, this winner is obviously not pre-decided by the SEAT team, but of course by your peers that we have in front of us just now. So this is completely done on the day. We have no input whatsoever. So you've all voted, the power has been in your hands, and I can now reveal that our final winner of the night, our peer choice winner for 2023, is Dornoch Academy with The Accident. No, okay, not a problem, that's fine.
We'd just like to say we were not expecting this at all. We used Lego, so we weren't really expecting anything. But we want to say thank you to the SEAT team for giving us this experience and everything. And a big thank you to Miss Roper and Mr. Parkin for putting up with us this whole trip. It's really been a struggle for them, so thank you.
Okay then, well that pretty much rounds us up for today. Huge thanks to all our sponsors who made today possible. So the Scottish Government, Screen Scotland, the EIS, Glasgow City Council, the Hugh Fraser Foundation, and of course Brodies for allowing us use of this fantastic space today. Thanks to all our presenters and award presenters, our chair Leslie Brown, Gail Robertson, our director Jane, our trustees, and of course Radim for doing our tech today. And thanks to all of the teachers for supporting you all with your films, supporting me in delivering the project, and Seat in delivering the project, and facilitating you all being here today. So thanks to all schools for joining us, from coming from across the country. Thurso High School, who have been tuned in remotely, and everyone for making the big effort to come and join us and having fun with us all. And that just about rounds us up. So thanks very much. Safe journey home, everyone. Thank you.